Hey guys, John Cowan here with Universal Spa Education. Today we are going to talk about 6 critical questions you must ask yourself before you buy any towel cabi. Cabis are a big investment for your business. Getting the wrong one means an impact to every single service you do and a lot of wasted money. Today, to help us figure out what those questions are, we've got Anna Brawley, VP of Product Development at Universal, spa owner for 7 years, and a woman who's consulted with some of the top spas in the country. Anna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. As you said, we're going to cover 6 key questions that you should ask and really consider before purchasing. If you don't really think it through and you place an order for a cabi that is not the right fit for your business, for your space, it can really make your services clunky and cumbersome.
Let's talk about the anatomy of a towel cabi. One of the critical elements is the door. There's 2 styles of doors. What are those styles?
So there's the door that usually swings out to the left. There's also the oven door style, which pulls down. And this is my personal preference.
Why?
I like it because no matter where I'm at, the door's down and I have a clear access to any part of this cabi. Whereas with the door, if I were sitting here with my client and I open this, I have to reach out.
What about drip trays? What is this for and what's important with the drip tray?
So the drip tray is a tool to capture condensation, especially if there's hot towels that are moist. That moist heat will escape a little bit. It will drip down to this and it captures it instead of it pooling around your towel warmer.
If you don't have a good drip tray or if it's overflowing, you're going to damage whatever surface the cabi's on.
Yes. And also, I just want to point out, if your drip tray is overfilling, your hot towels are too wet.
Ah.
You're not wringing the excessive water out.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is important about the interior of a cabi?
So it's important to know that this area right here underneath this basket can get very hot. I mean, that's why it's a hot towel cabi. So this is to create a little bit of a barrier from that. And if you needed to grab some towels, you can always pull this and pull it out a little bit. We also sell a silicone mat that we will often place in here, either under this, or let's say that I did want to put some tools like a salt tool or a rubber mixing bowl. I'll place that silicone mat here, and if I have any spills, it's easy to clean up. It also creates a barrier so this doesn't get scratched. So those are nice accessories to have to add.
So what else is important?
So UV light has become more and more requested by our customers. So all of these towel warmers have UV. This one has the light bulb here. These Earthlight cabis have it here, and they actually have it recessed, which makes it a little bit easier to clean. And then the Taji is right here, and it has a little cage around it.
Why does UV matter?
That's a good question. So the perception is that it kills any pathogens that can grow, and so the idea is that it keeps it cleaner and more sanitary. UV light is only going to kill any bacteria that it hits. So if you have this stacked full of towels, it's not going to do anything here. It's only going to kill bacteria on the part of the towel that the light is actually hitting here.
Interesting.
The UV light is no substitute for standard cleaning and sanitation and disinfection practices.
Cool. Okay, so that's the anatomy of a cabi. We've got a lot of sizes here. We've got the small cabi. We've got
The double?
the double. And are these both standards?
These are both what I would consider standard cabis, but again, they can vary just a little bit in size, as you can see. So this one, while it looks shorter than this one, it's deeper than this one. And some things to consider is that space where you're putting it. This one might fit great because you need something more shallow, or this one might fit better because you need something lower.
So what's the first question? I'm getting ready to buy a cabi. What is the first thing I need to ask myself?
The first question that you really should ask yourself is, where in my spa or salon am I going to actually physically place this towel cabi?
So what does that mean? Like, where are the different spaces?
So that's a great question. So within a spa, a towel cabi can be placed in a facial treatment room, a massage treatment room, the dispensary. It can be out in your relaxation area.
So can you talk me through what the unique needs are? So if you're deploying it in a facial room, what's the most important attribute there?
So in a facial room, typically they're used for placing hot towels. Sometimes though you may also need to place different modeling masks or tools within the warmer to keep them warm. And that really leads us into our next question, and that is, how is the towel warmers going to be used in that space, and what are you going to be putting in it? In the shared mani-pedi space, they would probably want something like this double cabi, because they could put the wet towels in the top, which is wet heat, and then in the bottom they would put their EcoFin or their herbal neck wraps that they want to keep drier and away from the wet towels. Now in something like this standard cabi, you're going to see that it has a top and a bottom too, but they're not distinct compartments. So here, a massage therapist or even an esthetician might put their hot towels on the bottom or the top, and then they might put a rubber mixing bowl with muds or an exfoliant, whatever, something that they want to keep moist and warm, or their tools, like a trigger point tool or a gua sha tool if they wanted to keep that warm, in here as well. If you're an esthetician or a nail tech or a massage therapist and you're only using a small number of hot towels or washcloths and you don't necessarily need to put anything else in there and you have a tight space, then this small mini cabi would be perfect. So the third question that you really want to ask yourself when you're thinking about what towel warmer is going to work best for your business, what is the volume of towels or washcloths or whatever you plan to put into your towel warmer? What operationally are you going to go through on your busiest day is really what you want to consider.
So what's the rule of thumb with that?
In a perfect world, you would just prep that morning and you would have all the towels that you need for your full day. But we don't live in a perfect world. If I am a esthetician that is doing 8 services a day, and maybe I'm using 4 to 6 hot towels, that's excessive, but there are protocols. Or you're doing body treatments and you don't have a shower, so you're using hot towels. Or you're a nail tech and you use a lot of hot towels as well for your pedicures. You're at some point going to need to fill this pretty large standard cabi again before the end of the day. You certainly are going to run out very quickly with this mini cabi. As you can see inside, it's only going to hold about 6 towels, 6 to 8, depending on how you roll them. And this one will hold more, but again, it goes back to how big is your space, where are you putting this? And again, because we don't live in a perfect world, and depending on your operational flow, maybe you don't have a lot of breaks, you're trying to turn your room, and you're thinking, my goodness, how am I going to turn my room, keep my appointments on time, and still have time to make more hot towels? You might consider some workarounds, and I'll give you an example. We worked with a 5-star luxury property, and when they first started thinking about the layout of the spa, they were working with construction folks, and they certainly were not thinking about hot towels. When we were asked to consult with them, the only solution in their treatment room was to place mini towel warmers. And this is a high volume spa, and so there wasn't going to be enough towels in this little warmer for them for the full day. So our solution was to place a couple of these in one dispensary and a couple of these in another dispensary. So they always have hot towels, and their spa tech can fill those without interrupting guest experience, anything like that, but they can go and refill from these.
You've told me something that I thought was really fascinating, and that's that the majority of companies, when they're talking about how many towels can fit, it's kind of BS, because they use these little restaurant hand cleansing napkins, and so you don't really have an accurate depiction. So when you're talking about the mini, the standard, the double, what is the volume that you're going to get from an actual legitimate service towel?
I'm so glad you brought that up, John, because it absolutely drives me nuts. It really is misleading. They use these little tiny towels that are really thin, and they roll them up, and they're probably a square like that. They'll say, this towel warmer holds 28 towels, and that's just misleading. For example, I said this one would hold about 6 to 8 towels, and again, it comes down to how you're folding them, how big they are. This one will hold about 12 and 12, so about 24 towels, and this one will hold about 18 towels. And this one will hold about 18 towels. So you can see you might go through those in a very high volume spa very quickly.
If I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, you said 18 towels. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what if I just cram 28 in here? What is the drawback of overmaxing?
That's such a great question. And honestly, it's one of our most common questions from our customers when they think that there is some type of defect with their towel warmer. So when you open this towel warmer, for example, you'll see there's a gasket around the door. On this one, the gasket's actually here. And what that does is it helps seal the door close, and it traps all that heat in there with that towel or the mud or the herbal wraps, and no warmth is escaping. And that's what you want. When you overfill, like you just described, when I'm shoving towels and everything else in here, and the door can't completely shut, that heat is going to escape, and it's not ever going to reach its max temperature or the temperature that's needed to sustain that heat. You do not want to ever overfill your towel warmer.
Let's say that you're using 4 towels per service, right? You get to the middle of your day, you have to re-up. How much time are you allotting for new towels to get hot in one of these things?
I'm allotting 20 to 30 minutes. If they're already powered up, they've been hot all day, they'll probably be more on the 20-minute. If it's first thing in the morning and you turn it on, it's probably be more on the 30-minute side.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if you're overstuffing, then you're not going to be able to rely on actually having it heat up in a predictable time period.
That's correct.
Gotcha.
That's why I love having that extra towel warmer in the back that's stocked with what you need as well.
Love
so you
that.
don't ever have to miss a beat. The fourth question you really want to ask is, in your treatment room, in the relaxation area, the mani-pedi space, where specifically is this going to go? And where I'm going with this, is it going to be going into built-in cabinetry? And there may be cabinetry that's built that's big enough to hold this, but maybe there's very little margin.
So what does that margin look like? Like how much buffer do you need between the space that's created for it and the actual Cabi walls?
We like to have at least 4 to 5 inches. We like an over generous space because this heat, while it's not going to escape, there is a little bit of condensation and sweating. That's why you have these drip trays to catch that, and it needs some space for that. We don't want something where it's going to be so close to your cabinetry on top that it could cause lifting or bubbling or warping of your cabinetry.
So really it's to protect the cabinetry. Is there
Yeah.
a fire risk at all, or is it mainly?
Not really so much fire risk, but it might cause over condensation problems.
So there you're risking your cabinetry, but if you have overcondensation, you're also losing life in the Cabi unit.
Yes.
Gotcha. With these, cabinetry, you got to be careful. You got to make sure you have that allotment. Where's the best place, in your opinion, to put a Cabi in the treatment room?
I personally like to have a Cabi either up on my cabinet, or there's closet styles as well. I'm seeing more and more of that, but ergonomically that is not my favorite because you have to open the door, you have to get up, you really don't want to lose contact with your client. So again, my favorite is either on your cabinet, maybe behind me, maybe I'm an esthetician, the table's here, I'm sitting here, I can just turn and get it, or on a trolley. That's my preferred space.
In your opinion, is there a place that you absolutely don't want to put a Cabi?
Probably up in a cabinet or somewhere that you're going to have to get up, make noise, reach to get to, because if I'm using 3 or 4 towels during a service, I don't want to have to keep doing that.
All right, so I know a lot of massage tables have like a built-in recessed area under the table for Cabis. Good or bad place to put it?
When I first started in this industry, that was really all the hype. These table manufacturers were coming out with cabinetry, and they still are. They still have cabinetry built in under the table, and that was the place to put your Cabi. In my experience, my team and I, we don't prefer to put them down in there because you're going to have to get down and open the cabinet and grab it. It's a little bit more convenient than having it in a closet somewhere, but there can also be condensation problems. There's a lot of other items that I would prefer to put in that cabinetry than a towel warmer.
Let's talk about outlet positioning. So, yay or nay on plugging a Cabi into an extension cord?
It's a good question. So you really want to make sure that it is a really great extension cord, more like an electrical strip. that's grounded and has the safety features on it, that's fine. But what I don't want to see is an extension cord into another extension cord. You actually will start losing power on your towel warmers.
Do you see that a lot?
We do. And my father was a fireman, and he would lose his mind if he knew that was happening. But it can cause fires. It can cause damage to your towel warmer as well. So you don't want to do that. That's a great point too, John, because you want to make sure that it's placed where you have access to electricity easily, either with one extension cord, electrical strip, or directly into the outlet.
Okay, so to recap, super high quality extension cord. It's okay if it's dedicated, but if you cram too much, you're going to get inconsistent heat,
Yes.
which is not going to get your towels as hot as they need to be, and you're risking a fire.
Yes. And I'll give you an example. So we QC our spot-equipped towel warmers every time we get a new shipment. And we noticed, even here at our office, we had a really inexpensive extension cord. And that towel warmer never temped as hot as the other ones that were either directly plugged in or were plugged into a high-quality electrical strip.
So what was the variance in temperature? Are we talking a degree or two, or?
No, it was about 10 to 15.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So the client's going to feel that. All right, so number 5, certifications. What are the certifications that you should care about when you're looking at a Cabi?
Really, when you're looking at cabbies, because they are electrical devices, you're going to want to look for CE certified or UL listed. And basically what that means is they have been verified and have passed safety checks by a third-party verifier. And these are mostly important to more corporate groups who are required either through a grant or a loan or through their insurance.
Like a bank saying you have to have this.
Exactly.
Cool. The last question is really, it's a doozy, but it's how long are you planning to invest for? So what are the differences if I'm looking at a Cabi as a churn and burn, almost like a disposable 6-month investment versus a long-term multi-year investment?
When you're making this investment in a towel warmer, you want to think about, is this something that I'm going to need to replace a year from now, 2 years from now, or is it something that I want to invest in and maybe get 10 years of mileage out of it? And so that's going to also really affect how much money you're going to have to pay for a Cabi.
So another thing outside of just price is maintenance commitment, right?
Yes.
So if you get a Ferrari and you're not oiling it, that thing's not going to last.
Yeah.
What kind of maintenance, if you're looking at towel Cabi as a long-term 10-year investment, what are you signing up to do?
You are signing up to clean and disinfect these units every single time you use them.
What does that mean? Is that like
So-
a huge chore?
No, it should be part of your daily operational processes. Just like you're cleaning and disinfecting your table, your counters, your tweezers, all of that, you also want to clean and disinfect this. And so imagine this is full of hot towels still, or maybe you have 2 left. So you're going to pull those out, put them in your laundry, and you're going to pull these baskets out and disinfect them, and you're going to dry them off. And then you're going to wipe out all the condensation, clean it, and then you're going to disinfect around your gaskets, all of this. Then you're going to put these back in. You're going to really want to just leave the door open, and you're going to want to turn it off as well every single time, every day.
Cool. So aside from just opening the door up, disinfecting it end of day, what are some other things that you see people doing that are dramatically reducing the life of their machine?
You're not going to want to put weight on this door. A lot of times people are putting weight on it. They're stacking towels on it. That can mess up your hinges. You don't want to over torque these doors that swing out. Don't slam them. You want to be gentle with it. You want to treat it like the investment that it is. You're also going to want to wipe the top off as well. And I forgot one key thing, so sorry, is your drip tray. You don't want to forget about your drip trays. You also want to clean them out, dry them. A lot of times you can just set them up on top, and that symbolizes that they've been cleaned.
All right, so we covered 6 questions. 1, where are you going to have your Cabi? There, we've got not only the traditional massage and aesthetics treatment rooms, we've got shared nail spaces, we've got dispensaries, we've got relaxation rooms, and that's going to impact which type of Cabi is right for you.
That's correct.
Number 2, we've got what are you actually putting in it? Obviously, hot towels are a fixture, but a lot of folks are putting massage tools in. They're warming their masks, their lotions. A lot of estheticians are even keeping a nice hot stone in there so that when they're touching the client's face in the winter, they have warm hands. So that is a factor that you critically must consider so that you're not mixing things that need to stay dry with wet heat. Anything to add on that?
No, you summed it up great.
Question number 3, you've got to ask, what is the volume that you really need? So these small towel cabbies, how many towels?
About 8 towels.
Standard?
About 18.
And the dual?
About 24.
If you're using it for all towels?
Yes.
Okay. And so being honest with yourself about how many towels you're using per protocol, and then also what your turn time is, because these all take how much time to heat up a towel from cold to...
About 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And when John says, really be honest with yourself, don't be trying to sneak in 5 or 6 extra towels and then call me or our customer service team to complain that your towel warmer will not heat up.
She's spicy about this.
Yeah.
This is
I get
triggering.
spicy, yeah.
All right. Number 4 is where are you actually placing this in your treatment room? If you have cabinets, you're leaving how much margin on each side?
I would say about 4 inches at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your favorite places are countertop, open, waist level, and then
A cart.
a cart. And that cart gives you versatility with the outlets, and you can also optimize where you're pulling it out, you're not losing contact with the client.
And of course, that's my preference. But more than anything, you just want to think about ergonomics and what is the best experience for you and your client.
Love that.
Yeah.
5th question, what certifications does the Cabi have? As Anna mentioned, this is necessary sometimes with large corporate spas or schools where bank loans or grants specify in fine print that you have to have a specific certification. There are 2 UL listed and
CE certified.
CE certified. All right. Last question you have to ask yourself is how long are you making this investment for? You may be looking for something that you're going to have for 6 months and you're going to throw it out and you're going to buy it again, and that's okay. But if you're looking for something that can last you 10, 15 years, those cabbies are out there. They're going to cost slightly more and you're going to have to do routine maintenance. But most critically, you want to make sure that whichever brand you buy, even if it's not any of these brands that we're showing here, it's that you're looking for 2 critical things. 1, is there a no questions asked return period during the first 30, 45 days? That's critical because that's when most issues appear. 2nd, are you going to have access to warranty parts and troubleshooting with somebody that actually knows the machine?
Yeah, you really want to partner with a business that is going to have your back, that's going to be there if you're not sure how to even unbox your towel cabi and set it up, if you're not sure how to properly maintain it, if you're not sure how to troubleshoot. You want someone that you can pick up the phone and call and have that relationship with. That's so important.
And even if that's not universal, you guys are going to make
Yes.
sure you do the due diligence and just make sure you're finding somebody that can help you with that if you're really looking at this as a long-term investment. All right. Thanks, guys, and we hope this has helped you figure out how to navigate the crazy world of hot towel cabbies. Thank you, Anna, for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me. So enjoyed it.